Hello, and welcome back to Dice Dropping's Song of Ice and Fire role-playing game. Calling the House of the Eternal Chronicles.
You messed us up so good, you messed yourself up. Look at you.
Yeah, what do you get it?
Yep.
So bad.
So after before the break, we found out some stuff, and we're just going to move on past that.
Yeah.
So
right there.
Henrik, Nymora, Tiedric,
Yes.
you are returning
It's really nice.
triumphantly with a large boar in tow, feeling you've easily won the contest. You know, some new thing. Orton stated that he believed was a very efficient way to kill a boar. He wouldn't know because he's never done it, but he assumed it was very nice.
All right.
Chatting with him a bit about how fancy man like him knows how to dress a pig.
Well, he doesn't know how to dress a pig. He doesn't know how to dress a pig.
The guy who helped me.
Oh, Darren.
Yeah, Darren.
Darren. He will just be like, well, I like animals, and I like figuring out how they work and what's inside them, and just they're easier than people.
He sounds like a mix.
I mean, you're not wrong, but you could make a good career out of that.
Well, career. I mean, I'm not supposed to have a career, really.
Hobby, then. Every noble wants that, and every noble should have a hobby. Something that keeps their mind occupied and keeps them from going crazy.
Mm-hmm. Listen, do you like poetry?
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Calm down.
I took my head a little bit and think about it for a little bit. It's like, I don't really know much poetry. I grew up in, I'm not a noble, so I didn't really learn how to read until quite late. So I don't really.
I'm sorry. That was very rude of me.
No, it's okay. It's just the way it is,
Oh, yeah. Do you think women in general, like maybe noble women, would like poetry?
Oh, noble women? Oh, yeah. I think women in general like songs. They like poetry. They like something that shows that you care, If you can put enough, effort into something, especially if you write it yourself. Oh,
They
eat that up.
Oh no.
Nods a lot.
No, Nymora.
Yeah, he nods. He goes, awesome. Got it. Yeah. So as you get back, though, there is guards running around everywhere. Some event has happened. Tiedric, you see,
Oh no.
Men kind of running around. It looks like something's happened.
What is going on?
You ride in. You're still kind of far.
I kick my horse into gear.
Absolutely, yeah. You go for Walton right at your heel, going in as well. You see,
I go up to the nearest guard.
Yeah, well, you actually see Harold Dulver in the.
Oh.
Then I'll go up to Dover.
Yeah.
Lord Harold, what is going on?
He goes, Tiedric, you should probably get off your horse and come here.
Get off that horse, and I will eat that horse.
I will eat that horse.
I take the horse before Lord
Thank
Peter
you.
eats it.
Thank you.
We're going to go and put the horses in the stables where Dune can be treated for his
Someone
wounds.
saw a Dothraki episode. Yeah, so you all get off the horses. Lord Harold kind of away. He goes, some of the hunting parties returned. Lord Arthur had been, he had fallen from his horse and a boar gored him in the head.
Oh shit.
Oh my god.
What?
He's alive, from what I understand, but I don't know if
Okay.
Does that sound?
Where is? Do you know where my wife is?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think she's maybe with her sister.
All right. Then
Your daughter, however, and he gestures to the parlor, and you see Mariella like attached to the outer wall. You said you walked by the door. I know. You're there in the opening, yeah. Yeah, I imagine you're watching what's happening.
Teacher.
Yeah, he basically she's just in the. It's not a window. It's a right. It's a door into the. And yeah, you see your daughter like just standing at that door.
all right. Who said my name?
I said yes, teacher.
Ah.
Yes, hello. Does it sound logistically possible to be gored in the head by a boar? That
Fuck
seems
yeah.
like a okay. No, but just that seems like a weird angle.
Well, not if you fall onto your ass and a boar
Yeah.
butts you up like your truffles.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I like even without a roll, you know how to hunt.
Yeah.
That for sure could happen. Boars don't give a shit.
Yeah.
It
Uh oh.
so.
Total power outage for Bailey.
Yeah.
Oh
Chat.
no,
Oh no!
Oh dear.
Oh me, oh my!
that'll be bad.
Mm.
Oh no!
Well, it seems
All
like
right.
Roll 20 seems to agree she's there, but we'll see.
Yeah, right. She might drop out in a second.
Let's see.
All right,
She probably will.
Restart.
Let's have them. Yeah, we'll see what's going on with her. But we can continue this scene.
Mhm.
So Tiedric, you see your daughter, Henrik, of course, and Nymora. You're all there, and you see Mariella.
Mhm.
I'm gonna book it over to my daughter,
You book it over to your daughter.
Mariella. Are you all right?
A bit shaken, but yes. I think more importantly,
Why are you?
Mother would probably want to see you.
What's going on?
There's been a death.
What?
If the guards will like let me out of the parlor, so then I can have like a private word with my father.
Yeah, no, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they're not barring you. Your dad's here.
Awesome. Yeah. So I would
And of course, Henrik,
Yeah,
you're and Nymora, you're of course privy to this conversation.
Okay.
Mhm.
Cool.
Eileen Hart was found at the bottom of the tower on the exterior of the wall.
So Henrik, you just heard
Tell me
that.
Eileen is the one.
What?
Oh,
It
that's
seems
sweet looking
like
girl.
No.
she somehow exited from the top of the tower. Exceedingly unfortunate. It was Garrick and the other children who were playing that found the body.
How is Derek?
Shaken, but I asked him if he could help look over Tisea, and it seems to be helping.
Good. All right.
Mother
Where is
went to
your
go find her sister.
Okay.
But
and at that,
but what happened to Lord Annick?
we have no idea. We just got back.
Um,
We split off into two separate groups. It was a contest.
Well, it was like 7 groups.
Well,
Multiple.
Whatever. I heard that he got.
There we go.
Oh, dang.
I heard
I
that he
will
got
fix the-
gored in the head by a boar after falling off his horse.
Oh, that's lovely.
He is still alive, but anyway, I need to go to your mother, and I will proceed to the nearest guard.
Mhm.
Where is the ladies' room?
He just like turns and looks at you, and he's like, "Excuse me, my lord."
I am probably
No, the
near
house
him.
is ruined.
I am
I-
probably
I-
near, and it's like he seeks my mother, Lady Vivienne Weirlight.
Okay. Also, Tidrick, anytime a lowborn gives you guff, you can always just
slap him.
I mean, honestly,
Just punch him.
or you can just roll status, motherfucker.
This
See this
close.
hand?
Hey,
This is my bitch hand. Are you
Hey.
my bitch?
watch out.
Mhm. Oh yeah, yeah. He goes, "Oh, of course, my lord, right away. I believe she's with her lady sister," and he kind of gives you directions.
Very well. And I glare at him before I start going again.
Sure.
On to you.
Yeah.
Where is Hog?
You see Hog. You see Hog.
Mm-hmm.
He has his arms crossed. He's just kind of like looking left and right. He's standing with some of the the other knight who served Lord Manning, and he's kind of just talking to him. And he looks like dour and just like just having a conversation with whoever that other knight is. Sure, who that is?
Okay.
I mean, actually, no. I think you actually rolled for this. 1 second. No, you know who that is. That's.
A poison.
Yes, it is a person. Yeah, that is
Excellent
that's
person.
that is Sir Langley.
Sir Langley. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
From Langley Fall.
He's pretty unremarkable. He doesn't really joust much.
He's some dude.
Some dude.
Okay. I want to keep an eye for as long as I am because I'm staying with Henrik and Mariella. Tidrick can handle himself. And as long as I am in view of that group, I just kind of want to keep an eye on them.
Absolutely, you totally can.
Bailey!
Really? You're back?
Bully.
She's on mute.
Hello.
Wait.
Yes.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hi.
I'm so sorry, Aaron.
Back.
Give me a
It's-
sec.
it's
I'll bring
fine.
my camera up.
You can't
It's
help
okay.
a power
You can't
outage.
help an out power
Yeah.
outage.
Yeah, you can't control nature.
So, Tidrick, Henrik, what are you doing? I know what Omar's doing.
Yeah.
What are
I
you?
think-
I know what Tidrick's doing. What are you doing?
I think Henrik's kind of in shock right now. I think he's sort of like, leaned back against the wall and sort of like, just like rubbing the bridge of his nose and like hands holding his head right now. His sister here turned to Mari and it's like, you're sure Garrick and Tisea, they're all right?
If you want, just kind of like do like a head gesture, like into
Yeah.
the room, and I'll lead them
Yeah,
over
no.
to where they are.
Just checking on, like just see them and then like, if she says they're all right, then I believe you for then.
Yeah, you see them. You see Tisea's asleep, and Garrick is sort of just like leaned back. He looks like he's gotten some. They gave him some food, but he's just kind of like,
That boy can...
yeah.
Yeah, again. Talked to her just last night. I don't. What?
And I talked to her less than an hour before all of this.
Oh god. Yeah. You okay?
I'll be better.
Anyone asked you if you're okay?
No, but then again, I'm not quite the focus of this, so.
But still, you saw everything. You talked to her earlier than I did. So. Does
I'll be better as soon as we have some answers.
Does anyone know anything? What happened? Did she slip and fall? Was someone with her?
What I know is the last person who I'm aware of saw her, and it's like this is like quiet in a corner kind of a thing.
Yeah. Whisper hush.
Was Sylvie. There was an argument. but from what I was able to read, she's not involved. She's absolutely distraught. Also, the room where they have her stationed is not... It's too much of a hassle. If it was something done in passion...
It wasn't her sister's room?
No. Well, I don't know if it was Eileen's room, but it was not Sylvie's room. And that's where the argument happened.
Yeah, remember her saying she wasn't very close with her sister, and yeah, she felt that.
Well, she said that Sylvie seemed to take certain aspects taken for granted. And obviously that might be part of what the quarrel was about. But
I mentioned that. I don't know. It seems stupid to ask if the wedding's still going on, especially now what we know about Lord Manning. But
I think we're going to have to see how things unfold. But it is a wedding ordered by the king.
I know. God, I hope he lives. I can't.
Can I please just... I need a break from this room.
I'll sort of like stay by my sister and sort of like ask her like, do you want me to stay or do you want me to leave?
If you could figure out possibly what's going on with Lord Manning, I think just the more information we have, the quicker we can give it to our parents.
I think so.
Yeah. As at this point where you guys look over, Sylvie.
What was
Sorry,
that?
you cut out.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
At this point, you see Sylvie at the door to the parlor.
Oh.
And she's talking to the guard standing there. And it looks like he might have just told her what's happened. And you audibly hear her go, Kevin, and just fucking run.
Oh man, running after.
We're going.
It's like I will probably, like, if I go by Felice, it's like, please watch Garrick Tisea, and it's like, book it.
Yeah.
Guess I'm going.
Yeah, Naimora, you see your charges just...
No, like I will definitely like try to like scout out, find eyes, and like.
Just going, booking it.
Yeah, so the twins run off, Naimora, you're like...
God damn it.
God,
run
motherfucker,
off.
damn it.
Do like a sort of
Yeah. So
If you
Dietrich,
talk
you
direction
get
and then
to this top of this like parapet, and the Lord goes, Lord Dietrich, yes?
Yeah.
Your wife just left, actually.
Where did she go?
She went downstairs to the chirurgery with Maester Hamden.
All right, I will go there immediately.
Of course, and he gives you directions.
Okay.
so go back downstairs.
What's the quick dummy question?
Well,
What's
at
a
least he's getting his
chirurgery?
exercise.
Surgery.
It's like it's like a
Oh, okay.
it's like a place. It's basically where the
Got it.
but it can
It's
also
the
be like
operation
he has a-
room.
yeah, it's like an
an
operation
room,
room.
an operating theater. Got it.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Question.
that. Yeah.
It's like an old
For running,
tiny
would I
word for
roll
surgery.
athletic strength?
No, it's you would roll endurance running.
Endurance.
Just booking it.
Yep, you just boom, boom, just like taking 3 steps at a.
Turn.
You're like,
Woo!
my wife, my wife.
Why is she going to a place of surgery?
Yeah.
This is also really impressive considering that he's still wearing armor.
Well, he's
I'm
not.
wearing leather.
He wasn't.
He's wearing
not
he's
full
wearing
pla-
leathers. Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was chain.
No, he's wearing like hunting leathers.
Okay.
To help with the goring. Yeah, so you fucking make your way down. So
I'm
Vivian,
serious.
Mace your hand, and of course had to rush out. As you now know, Archer Manning is in life or death surgery right now. I know we sort of talked about that thing.
Yeah.
Why don't you make that roll right now?
Okay.
Ooh.
A secret thing.
Secret roll.
Secret.
I got a secret.
Okay. So I will tell you that's succeeds.
All right. I was gonna say, can I use my destiny point for her?
No. I've
I don't think it works like
that succeeds. So you are standing there in this outside of this room. Kevin Manning is sitting here. Are you comforting him at all? Or are you like just?
Of course, he's my nephew.
Yeah. So Kevin's there. Looks like Darren just recently joined you and is like sitting at a chair, like. And you guys are all just kind of waiting. At this point, you see Sylvie running into this area, and Kevin stands at like seeing her, and he's like, "My lady, what are you?" And she just runs up and hugs him. And she goes, "I just heard, oh my, like by the 7." And then she looks at you. She goes, "Are you? Oh, I'm so." And she just like goes down. He goes, I'm. And he looks very taken aback, like
We're not even married yet.
affection. Like,
whoa.
A woman!
My mother doesn't even give me this.
My hands are up here.
A woman
My
is
hands are
touching
up
me.
here.
What do I do?
And he sits
My
down.
hands
And
are up here.
he holds her, and he goes, "There's just been so much. God, you must. Like, I'm so sorry. This is. Is it bad?" He goes, "I think it's bad." And she goes, "Kevin," and she just like, looks up into him, deep into his eyes, and he looks back. Then your children come like lunatics.
Oh.
And I mean, Henrik, I don't think you're winded.
That was just me.
I totally think
Oh,
Henrik
good boy.
beats Mariella there, though.
Yeah.
Totally.
One is wearing a dress, the other is not.
Yeah. See, I'm always trying to make up for those 5 minutes we were born, so try to be ahead.
And Nymora comes in behind them. Mariella, Nymora comes in behind them. Mariella and Henrik, you see Sylving like holding Kevin, and them just like holding each other, and looks like they're trying to comfort one another. In my, Mariella, in your mind, it's that thing. I feel awful, but maybe I can feel a little less awful, making someone else feel good.
Yeah.
It feels like that, right? So, and then Henrik, you see that, and you're like, oh, that is public displays of affection.
PDA and not
You
even
thought that
married?
was only for your parents.
Whoa.
Code. Horseback riding.
Quick montage of Tiedrick and Vivian making out in front of their kids.
Should I look away or something? It feels weird.
Dark corners everywhere.
Whoa.
Y'all got like 3 extra siblings. You're used to it. It's fine.
Oh my God, you would think, yeah.
Yeah, so you see them, Nymora there. And then you just hear like, and opposite corner, sliding in and slamming his hand against the. You see Tiedrick in hunting leather, some like a bit of blood on his pants, and sweating. Vivian, he looks very masculine.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it does. Uh-huh.
My love, are you all right?
Oh my God.
Nymora comes to a screeching halt
Yeah.
and just turns around.
He's like, it's just like, well, all right, well, this is. I walked into something.
Yeah.
Nope.
Beloved, I'm fine. What are you doing down here?
And I look, and just now I realize that Muriel and Henrik are here.
Yeah.
We're
And then
right in front
more,
of you.
and I'm
Over
like,
here.
well, I immediately came to find you when I got back. Marielle told me that you were with the lady, with your sister.
Yeah.
So I went there, and then the lord up there told me that you were down here. I was worried that something may have happened.
No, well, many things have happened, but it's not my place to say. I think, especially with, there's been a lot of tragedy today, and I just came when Lord Manning, when I heard that he had been injured on the hunt, I came to see if he was all right, but the maester is tending to him and offering my prayers to the Seven. But I'm fine, beloved. You needn't worry.
Right. I've heard a little bit of details of what has happened.
I think we should move ourselves to the pot. There's nothing we can do here.
Yeah,
We should move ourselves
I probably
to the
like
past.
during a lot of this probably made my way over towards Nymora, giving
Mhm.
space, and it's
Yeah.
maybe to just around the corner kind of a thing, and just
Mhm.
waiting.
The things that you pull me into.
Yeah. And as you're talking and beginning to kind of shuffle people away, obviously you probably don't shuffle Kevin away because
No.
he probably needs to be here. And
For sure.
Sylvie looks at Kevin and goes, "Would you like me to go? I'll go if you say." And he looks at her and goes,
Aw.
"Oh, don't go." And she nods to him
Mhm.
and just places her arms around his arm. As you begin to kind of shuffle, if everyone's okay with kind of leaving this area, the door actually opens, and you see the maester, and there is a lot of blood all over
Yeah.
him, and he's just wiping his hands, and he sees everyone. He goes, "Lord Kevin, I believe it is time for you to speak to your father."
Oh,
And Kevin looks, but then very resolute, and he pats her hand and stands up. Sylvie doesn't follow him, and Kevin walks into the room. And before you all walk off, actually, the maester looks at you, Vivian, and goes, "Lady Vivian,
Yes,
Lord Arthur would also like a word with you in a moment."
of course.
Nods. And he closes the door, and whatever happens with that conversation with Kevin, Dad,
Mhm.
we don't know unless someone tries to stay behind. Clarissa, I know you're not there.
And
Well,
in the moment of your insanity, you're suddenly like,
Take
"Wait."
I hear
yeah, I know.
something.
Yeah, I know. I'm staying behind to. Go ahead, Aaron. Mm.
Yeah, I don't have any
Mhm.
good gain
Yeah.
here, so I'm good.
Yeah, teacher, do you want to stay with your wife, or do you want to go?
What? Sorry.
The kids are leaving for the parlor. Your wife is staying because Lord Arthur has this for her. Do you want to stay with your wife, or do you want to go with your kid?
Is Namor going with my kids?
Yes.
If I stayed, I would be executed. Or at the very least, sharply reprimanded.
Mhm.
I will note that she is going with them, and I will stay with my wife.
All right. Some time passes, very short amount.
Awareness.
Everyone's kind of waiting out in the parlor courtyard. It seems people have moved kill away there, Henrik and Namora. And it looks like the feast is being prepared.
Okay.
People gotta stress eat.
Maybe. You gotta eat. You never.
Distractions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As at this point, the door opens and comes out, and he seems sad, but maybe resolute. Sylvie had been waiting there. She hasn't said anything to either of you. She's just like, seems very like her body language is very like. As he comes out, Sylvie kind of stands up but doesn't move, and nods, and he kind of looks at you, Vivian. He goes, "My father would like to talk to you."
Of course.
Nods.
And I just want to place my hand on his shoulder and just like give a squeeze. He's my nephew.
Yeah, he is.
And of understanding and just I am very familiar with this situation, at least a pseudo similar situation of this. So
Oh, I'm sorry. He doesn't get you first.
okay.
He does like no, but then he asks for Darren to go.
Makes sense.
Everyone's like, "Oh yeah, Darren."
Oh, he's here
Even
too.
we forgot he was here. Oh, terrible.
No, I was gonna ask. It's like, oh no, it's like he might want to try to talk to his dad. Otherwise, it's like invite him to come with us.
Yeah, Darren goes in. He's in there for
I will be holding
maybe
my wife's hand.
sure. Darren's away for like a minute and a half, and then he comes out and he looks like, and he kind of looks at you. Yeah.
I want to just like I want to talk, just give a quick to. And it's like
To who? To Darren?
to Darren as he comes out. You are far stronger than anyone will know. And
He
I'm
kind of looks at you.
and I am glad to have you
As a what?
as family,
As family.
as a nephew.
He hugs you.
I want to hug him.
It's your nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just hugs you,
I hug him back.
and he just like you hear like the sniffle.
And when he's like, just so I can whisper in his ear, if you need any, do not hesitate to write to me.
He nods.
Mhm.
Then he'll pull back, and then like nod at you, Tedric, and he'll walk away. At that point, the maester is like, Lady Vivian.
Oh well.
So Tedric, you were not invited in.
That's fine.
So you're gonna wait?
Yes.
Awesome.
As she goes, I will kiss her hand.
Yep, the door
And your kids weren't there to
closes.
see that.
Yep, the door closes. You walk around to this table. It looks like he's been moved to a bed, kind of this bloody table near it. And the light has already kind of left Arter's eyes. However, he's breathing. And he goes, "She's here, my lord." He goes, "Vivian."
Yes. I'm here.
Take care of
Arthur.
her. I don't
Always.
care how. Just take care of her.
As the seven watch over me, I vow to you I will.
I'll hold you to that. Hamden. He goes, "Sir, do you actually wish this to be? Sir, are you sure?" He goes, "You know my wishes. I don't want to sit here for another 5 days mad and dying." I can't ask this of my sons, but I can't ask this of family. And he goes, very well. And the maester kind of looks at you, Vivian, and then walks over to the door. Tiedrick.
I will enter.
Yeah. He goes over and goes, Tiedrick.
Yes, my lord.
You know my name, Tiedrick. It's Archer.
Where respect is given, where respect is due.
Yeah, like, yeah.
Arter.
I go, we've known each other for a while.
We have.
Like, the maester says, my mind's going to go tonight, but I will die days from now. I don't want to die that way. I would rather die like a warrior.
I understand. I turn and look to the maester,
Yeah.
then to my wife,
Sure.
then to the door.
Yep. The maester like gestures to you, Vivian.
Yeah, I'm gonna kiss my husband's cheek, and then leave.
Yep.
And as you are leaving, you hear the pull of the blade from my sheath.
Mm-hmm. All right. And we can cut that to black, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, moving to a sequestered point, Maester Hamden and goes, all right. I know what must be done. I've already going to talk to Lord Gerard about the wedding feast. And I just hope we can do this.
I as well. But I think that to look forward to a brighter future will hopefully uplift what we have to wade through now.
He nods. Kind of straightens himself. He goes, I don't know if the seven give me courage, my lady, but you. And he'll like turn and like walk in a direction. And then he will open the door back inside. Tiedrick, you are cleaned. Because obviously.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys go to join the rest. As two of the groups have already our sweet pals. I said, hey, our sweet pals.
Yeah. Our study buddies.
Our
I
study
heard
buddies
two of the groups.
have come together. Now let's go back to the others. Thorsten.
Yes.
Clarissa.
Hello.
What's going on?
Thorsten is very vigorously looking through this book, 100 Poems and Tales,
Mm-hmm.
for any other clues.
Any other clues?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, from what you rolled earlier, this book has a lot of silly nonsense. But
The thing
it
is,
also
right
has...
now, silly nonsense is
Where
happening.
we're at, yeah. It's base level for us right now.
So I'm taking it with a grain of salt, but not like, oh, that's poppycock.
Yeah. Well, I mean, silly nonsense as in, it's like Dr. Seuss run. Like, they're just nonsense funny, a lot of them, for children, right? Like, it's a book. It's like a children's book.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a couple stories that seem a little odd. one is called basically it's like a short, small little story about a doll who makes a sad girl smile by making flowers bloom. It is depicted as a wooden doll. That just feels a little odd, especially since all the flowers are described in hues of red. There's some classic ones in here. There's like the Tale of the Ice Dragon that's in here. So that one was definitely not written by this guy. That's like just famous like children's story. A few others. So that one stands out to you, which is a little odd, the kind of references. There's a rhyme that sort of has the lines that it kind of feels basically it's like a quick rhyme. The plot of the rhyme is like a lord and lady are sad, so they want so their subjects try to make them glad, and it mostly involves them falling down.
Interesting.
So that seems a little weird. And one of them talks about after all the servants fall down, another paints the flowers in their garden, right? And that's a part of the rhyme. And it's just that's not a popular rhyme that you're aware of.
This is totally off the, wall a little bit, but
Sure.
do we know, so the author of this,
Ree's Red
where is
Gaze.
it? Yes, Ree's Red Gaze. Do we know of anything else that they have written?
Would you like to research Reese?
I would suggest that Thorsten research, and I help.
All right. Well, Clarissa, how about you make a knowledge roll for me?
Okay. Pew. 11.
Pew pew. All right. Yeah, that's +2 for you there.
So
Thorsten?
+6 total.
Yep.
40.
Jesus.
It's so rough. It's so rough.
40.
Hey, I'm as good with my books as
Yep.
Hedrix is with his sword.
Yes.
For Clarissa with awareness.
All right.
Mhm.
I am going to give you a minus because you have not slept.
That's
Oh, yeah.
However, that's still insane. So, you guys haven't slept. So you're just like, more books, more. Clarissa looks
Chaos
frazzled. Thorsten looks relatively, as he normally does. And Cedric went to bed a bit ago.
Yeah.
Asshole.
He's not the most literate.
He's just a normal man.
Listen.
He's for
He's
sure
my
literate,
cousin. I can
but
go
he's
right
like,
on him.
he's just like, the
This is
man comes to the wind. Like he just mouthed every right. Like
This
Yeah,
is like
like a
Stephen Hawking
third grader.
and yeah. This is like if Stephen Hawking and Albert Einstein were just working on a project together, and then they were just like, "Hey, Joe, the janitor, why don't you just come on over and help us with this for a little bit?
Yeah.
Don't let the man sleep."
So yeah, you in fact find out Red Gaze is he was a minstrel and a mummer. About 100 or so years ago, and in fact, Red Gaze was a moniker he gave himself. His real name was Reese Flowers, and he was the bastard of Lord Canaan Weirlight.
Bastard of who? Sorry, I'm typing this out.
Lord Kanan Weirlight.
Even our bastards are famous.
Yep, he was a bastard of his. And according to many accounts, he actually lived and stayed at the home of the Weirlights for a lot of his life. And was a minstrel there, and also saw a lot of stuff, wrote some stuff. He was mildly successful. There are, of course, many more people successful. A lot of people wouldn't immediately recognize him. But yeah, it isn't well known, but you do find he is a bastard of the House Weirlight.
You said he was around about 100 years ago?
About a little over 100 years ago, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to turn to Clarissa and say, I say we take a short break and continue. You're frazzled. I'm frazzled.
Indeed. Yes. Oh, adjourn in 4 hours?
Sounds good.
Okay, as soon as she walks out of the room, she's headed to the stables to get her horse to go to the ruins.
Okay.
Oh my god.
No.
Yay! Oh god! Wow, this is getting too good of a parallel. All right.
We ain't gonna have a chance to build a will they, won't they romance.
I'm gonna die.
You're gonna die out in the
Fine.
woods.
You know, it's a good story.
All right, Clarissa,
Breaking
you
my heart.
leave. Go to your horse. Thorsten, you go to your bed. Get yourself.
Oh, no. I go to my office.
Okay. Are you gonna?
You're
sleep?
both liars.
I'm going to sit down in my chair with books going through stuff just off to my side and use that to help me kind of
Calm down.
doze off. Calm down and
Yeah,
not
yeah,
really
you
doze
do
off, but just to
eventually-
relax.
Yeah, you do find sleep.
Mhm.
The moment you allow yourself to rest, you kind of doze off. Clarissa, you race off towards the ruins. Dawn is breaking as you do this. The light guides your way. And as you ride there, Thorsten, you dream. You dream a dream you have often. You are in a dark room. It is cold. You feel stone on your skin, and you hear large men muffly talking outside of it. You feel scared and alone and cold. This is not a new dream for you.
Yeah. what I
It's
was gonna
barely a
ask.
dream. Yeah. This is something you've experienced many times. But something changes and it never has before. The talking stops and it turns to screams. You hear loud the sound of men and strange noises, and the light suddenly, that the small light coming under the door that tints your face suddenly changes red as blood spills in from underneath. Clarissa, you reach the edge of the grove, the forest, the small copse of trees that, cypresses that sort of dot this landscape. And laid out before you like a welcoming carpet, a path of Weirlights. do you do?
Yeah, I'll get off the horse and tie it off.
Yep.
And then I'm just gonna start walking. I'm gonna keep my eyes on the ground,
Fantastic.
on the Weirlights. But yeah.
I would like you to make a will test.
Will. Kind of how I'm feeling right now, so.
You take a step, and everything flashes and freezes, and you just turn around immediately, not being able to look at it. You feel the fear overtake you. Image that always flashes in your mind flashes again. That flower, that face, that mouth, that moving mouth. What did it say? Like, and it's difficult for you to go in as you just stand there. Your back to it, scared to look more. What do you do?
I think she stands there for a while until she can turn around. It doesn't matter if 6 hours pass. Like, whatever it takes, she's going to go in.
All right, fantastic. Make another will test.
My stomach hurts.
11. You bite down, and you don't know how much time has passed. Turn, begin to walk. It's rough going a bit, but it suddenly starts getting a little as the air cools. The air cools down and it's starting to get a bit cold, actually. And you're walking for who knows how long. The bristling wind kind of tripping through, moving the flowers about, making like bristling noise. It's definitely a bristling noise. It's not whispering. It's definitely not whispering. You don't hear voices directly saying your name or your father's name or any of their family members' name. It's just bristling. As you walk through. Thorsten, on the other side of the door in your dream, you hear scratching. And you hear a faint voice. It sounds like a child. You can't make it out.
Can I hear what it's saying, or
It's hard. You strain to listen.
does it sound like a boy, a girl?
Hard to tell. Young, androgynous. It's very difficult what gender, but it is definitely a child. And it's you strain and strain and strain to listen, but suddenly you then just hear whispering as if it's directly next to your ear. I want to help you.
I reply, how?
Any way you need me to. You only ever have to ask.
I want to wake up.
Like, Thorsten.
As soon as they start saying it, I say, I stand up from where I'm at in my dream, and I want to wake up. And I completely cut it off.
Mm-hmm. You try and cut it off?
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. You say, I want to wake up. And there's dead silence for a while.
And I deal with
And
the silence.
then-
As
yeah.
soon as it starts speaking again, I say the same thing.
The door opens.
Now, I'm assuming this isn't the way my dream's gone before.
Never.
I do not leave.
Well, there's someone standing.
Oh,
You see a figure, short and and tall, and it breathes and you feel a fear, not one of rationality, not one of, oh, that's dangerous. It's primal and instinctual and the animal part of your brain. And as we know, Thorsten's fight or flight reflex, he freezes. You catch your breath, everything slows down, and you hear the voice again, right next to your ear. You've always been asleep. You want to wake up.
now
Your wish is my command. Clarissa, you reach the archway. You see the imposing stone. It was hard to tell if you were getting of all the vines with red flowers sprouting all over. But you finally reach the archway and you know you're here. And you see carved in an old tongue into the stone. We can see it says blood bloom.
I think she sits down
Okay.
in the middle of all of these flowers
Sure.
by the archway, maybe even under it.
Mhm.
And who knows, maybe she falls asleep, maybe whatever, but she stops.
Okay. Yeah, as you sit there, you feel and you feel this sense that you really want to just go to sleep. But there is something in your mind, Clarissa, some part of you that was by your father that you need to not fall asleep. What do you do?
I think she starts. She starts talking out loud to her dad. She's
Okay.
like, just starts railing off about everything that's been going on, and then once she reaches where she's at, she's like, "And now I'm here, and I don't know what to do." And she waits,
Mm-hmm.
and then she stands up, and she leaves.
And she leaves. All right. Thorsten, the figure takes a step towards you in the doorway. Another step. You see the walls strewn with blood, entrails hung like decorations in some kind of macabre celebration. No visible sign, anything that looks like a person, except this small, childlike shape.
can I will myself awake? Excuse me.
That's no.
Through sheer dedication of this is blasphemous and not real.
You can try.
Can I
think.
nope myself out of the dream?
I'm gonna say for right now, no.
Okay.
You have never experienced it.
Yes.
As this thing takes a step and another step, it then stops. And then the door just closes. And it's outside again. and
It's
you
outside.
just hear.
I'm outside.
It's outside. Like
Okay.
the door was closed on it, essentially.
Okay.
And Thorson, you just hear that whispered, ever so slight again, just goes, "You must open the door to wake up." And then you wake up. You're here in your seat.
I immediately write down everything in a parchment journal, whatever.
Mhm.
The oddities of the dream.
Fantastic.
So I can
Clarissa,
research
do you
them later.
return?
Yeah.
You do so. You put your horse away, and then you wake up in your bed, and you don't know how you got there. Your boots are off. Your like vest jacket's off. However, you are still however, in a moment thing, you just hear, "Oh," and you see Millie, the young servant girl, like, "Lady Clarissa, you were right. You gave me an awful fright.
What? What?
You were just walking in the hall, and then you just fell. And I thought something had happened, but you were asleep."
How long was I asleep?
Oh, 3 hours? You should probably get some more, my lady.
No, I'm fine.
I mean, I can't tell you what to do, miss. I'm just like the...
Yes, thank you.
Of
Thank
course.
you.
Couldn't just leave you there in the dirt.
Do I see Birch?
You do not.
Do you know where my dog is?
Yes, I do. Yeah, Birch is with the there, for his grooming.
Thank you. Thank you. And she gets up and she pushes past her and leaves.
Oh, of course. Right, thank you. Welcome.
What kind of dog is Birch?
He's a mutt.
Yeah, he's
Scary
a
one.
big old mutt.
I picture him
we
as
would
being like a mastiff mix.
Yeah, he's like some kind of like he's a non-existent dog breed, right? Like
Okay.
he is his own thing. He's a good boy though.
He is a good boy.
All right. We return briefly to the wedding party.
I'll be right back real quick.
The feast has been made. People have kind of sitting down. There's a somber air. And at this point, however, Lord Gerard has kind of stood up. Before this, Lady Vivian, Gerard had made it known to you, like that he wished to the wedding to that it's important, and that they would have wanted it to happen, kind of thing.
Yeah,
And
and I
asking
will
if you
express to
agree.
him. I for sure agree, and I think that I think are more pressed than ever to
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
united under the same.
Yeah, he nods.
Mhm.
And so he stands up and makes a toast. Gentle lords and ladies, there has been a lot of sadness this night. We have lost a lord of a house, though gained a new one. And he kind of regards Kevin. And I have lost a daughter. But I've discussed it with Lord Kevin, and we wish this to continue. They would have wanted it that way, and in fact, it was one of Lord Arthur's dying wishes. And I'm going to see that through. So though I have lost much, hopefully I will soon gain a son. To the there he goes. To the Union. And he raises a glass.
Mm.
And he drinks very heavily from it, and everyone goes, to the Union.
Mm.
It's not like a yeah!
Yeah, we all drinking.
Yeah. Oh yeah, everybody's drinking.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Tisea and the younger people have all been put to bed before the feast. They were sort of already given food. Normally this feast, basically what was supposed to happen, everyone back, the ceremony happens, and then the feast. Everyone sort of decided we're going to have the feast now.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to get real drunk. And the ceremony's in the morning.
Oh, man.
Yeah, fair. Hmm.
So a lot of people are getting drunk tonight.
Mm.
Does any of our house party here, anybody get drunk?
No.
I
Barely
specifically do not.
touches the alcohol.
No.
No,
Henrik.
Ginger barely touches
I
it.
saw everything that happened at the Ashford bar.
Understood.
Oh, no drunk in a
Henrik?
foreign house.
I get some stuff to drink. I get a little tipsy. Yeah.
Yeah, by the way,
It's
Walton
hard.
keeps bringing you drinks. He's like, all right, come on. And I'm like, here we go, hey, and he's just like,
Oh,
it's-
I wanted to talk to him.
yeah.
That's okay.
Man
Oh,
crush
God.
that, please.
Yeah. God. After like a couple drinks, I'm a couple way into my cups. Not super drunk, but a little buzzed and tipsy, I think. Yeah, go to Walton. Kind of away, I guess, from my family, but still in the party.
Yeah, sure, that's no problem.
Mhm. Yeah. Breathe for it. Really collect on like everything that's fucking happened today. Damn, this is not going the way I planned at all. Okay,
Keeping a close eye on Henrik.
thanks.
Mariella too, but Henrik is the one who's drinking.
Yeah, so wait, what do you say to Walton?
It's like, well, man, what a day. Listen, I know we haven't had much time to interact, but I like you, and I think you're a good man, and I trust you. Even though we've only
Well,
just
I
met,
like
that makes sense.
I like you too, Henrik.
Thanks.
I don't exactly swing that way, but
Uh,
I mean,
I love this dude. No, it's not fully drunk. It
because
was like
I know. Also, cut the I don't know you. I think I've discussed. Just talk to me. Everyone's drunk. No one's giving a crap
Walton.
about formality.
it's good
Walton's a
because
bit drunk.
to be honest, I'm pretty bad at it. I pretend really well, but I honestly suck at it so much. But anyway, I'm looking for someone, and they're important. They're important to me, and
They're impregnated by me.
everyone else shut up. No, I'm sorry. And they're very far away from where I live. And this is going to be an odd question, but what do you know about the Danets? Near his side, that
Yeah,
they're in the
it
reach,
goes-
but they're closer to his house, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes, well, I'm aware. I know. Let's see. There's Alfric, who is the head, and there's his heir Adam. Tough kid.
Yes, I've heard of him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Reputation.
Yeah, the Danons, they didn't do so well there. Their lands got by Robert. Down to near nothing, from what I remember. Um, they've been trying to pick back up, and I know, and their house have some kind of feud. I don't really know what to call it.
Yes, we do indeed have a bit of a contentious relationship, or rather, I should say, my father and the lord of their house have a bit of a
Yes, I
rivalry
have
going
heard
on.
many stories about the tourney rivals of between Alfric and Tiedric.
Yes. And while I can understand that, and I'm sure that's a fairly understandable reason to get into such a disagreement, happened to have several times met the acquaintance of Lieutenant's daughter, Iris.
Iris, damn it, yes. No, I'm aware. She's quite beautiful.
She is.
Oh. Henrik. He just like starts like punching you in the gut a little bit.
Okay, alright. No. Well, dude, parents are like one
That
table away.
is-
Calm it down.
That is impressive. Iris, I've seen her. Very rare beauty. Why happened?
I'm looking for her, and I don't know if you've
What are
heard.
you
'Cause
looking for her?
missing.
What?
Yeah.
And he's just like, what? What do you mean she's missing?
She's just gone. I'm not around that area, but I tried to get in contact with her to talk about something a couple months ago, and no reply came back, and the person I sent to give her a message said
And
she was
she's
just gone.
missing.
Yeah.
All right.
About 5 months, and it was stupid, but I guess I just wanted to know if you had maybe heard anything.
No, I have not heard anything. The fact that no one's heard anything, that's rare. They must be really keeping a tight
Yes, I've
lid on
learned
that.
like even like her parents didn't like send anything to like the houses around them to.
No, not that I'm aware of. I mean, I've been in Lannister for a while, so
Heard, so yeah, I wasn't sure if you particularly knew anything, but still.
No, I haven't heard anything. Well, if I hear something, Henrik, I'll let you. I imagine this is a sensitive thing.
More so than you can imagine.
And he elbows you in the solar plexus a bit.
Oh,
like
yeah.
he's just like, don't worry, I got your back.
Thanks. Also, if you want to later on, if you want to keep me updated on any of those tourneys, let me know because I have to be there for the next one.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I'll write you.
Thank you. Give you a run for your money, so you have to be there
Next tourney, you're coming. Okay.
for sure. Yes.
Yep. You're the heir. You know. Get out. Get your name out there. You've killed men, right? Yeah.
All right.
It should be no problem. It shouldn't even be a problem for you.
I hope so.
Good.
Well, it won't
Good.
be. I'll
Good
be
man. And he
All
kind of
right,
like
cool.
pats you like, right then. Well, come on. I want to teach you a new drinking game.
Yes, let's go. Let's go get even more drunk.
I just
So cool.
need a feathercock, and he just and he just goes off.
Oh my god, yes.
Love him. He's great. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah. So a lot of people are getting drunk, trying to just sort of get what's going on. The food is, despite like the mood, right? The food is pretty spectacular. It's rather phenomenal. There's roasted squabs stuffed with dried fruits and toasted breadcrumbs, quail and pheasant roasted golden brown, garlic and herbs. delicate salads of field greens and fresh herbs, dressed with vinegar and oil. Of course, a stuffed boar.
Is it our boar?
It is your boar. It has no head.
Just like,
Everyone's like, what is it? It's a boar. Where's its head?
John asks stupid questions. Eat the boar. Eat the
does,
stab
does,
boar.
does Tedric go, I'll tell you?
Actually, no.
Invite.
Cedric's been very quiet.
All right, then.
And he's barely touched his drink, and he's barely touched any food.
All right. There are a variety, but I do want to... the leftovers of this. A variety of breads and pastries, many of them filled or topped with cheeses and herbs, and dishes of boiled, roasted, and baked vegetables, and of course, lemon and lavender ices.
Ooh. I did want to, because I don't think I was fully honest before with not drinking, because I think Vivienne would like to talk to Mariella, because I feel like some drinking is, but I think I'd like to talk to Mariella first.
Go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
was
during
trouble.
during the festivities, I like while everyone's like in drinking, I just want to talk. So, just whispering to her, so hopefully no one overhears. Like, so what did you find out listening in with the other ladies while I was away?
Well, the morning Eileen had spent with Erinette, seems like they were close friends. Henrik, of course, came up in conversation, because Henrik with a lady at a table, yes, conversation.
He's like your father in that way.
No, you don't get to say anything, you're not there.
I know. This is Aaron speaking. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, God.
They took a bit of a walk. A few hours later, it's probably when I had my conversation with her. I didn't quite want to get sucked into a conversation with the ladies Saltman Bane and Winfell, but they did seem to have varying opinions of whether or not the marriage should be postponed or not. More just general Crownlands opinions on situation. I did not get to speak much with Lady Dolver, because she was leading prayer for a group of women. I figured it'd be safer to just let her keep most of them calm. And I was able to speak with Sylvie. Apparently there had been some kind of a discourse within her room. Her handmaidens were overly opinionated on something, and had wanted Eileen's opinion. There was an argument, and she is devastated that those are the last words she ever spoke to her sister.
I see.
But
Thank
from
you.
what I understand, Sylvie's room was located, and I kind of described where Sylvie's room was in conjunction to the tower. So when we saw Sylvie, it didn't quite make sense of where it was. So I doubt any involvement from her or anyone from that room.
Of course. Thank you for doing what I asked of you. I know I ask a lot of you, but know that I am so proud of you. Every breath I take, I give thanks to the seven Titmus that you are my daughter. my beautiful, clever girl.
Well, and I kind of like look over where maybe Henrik is playing with a Feathercock playing drinking games.
It's great. It's going good. I don't know what this game is, but I'm winning.
Well, I imagine at least one of us out of the pair need to be the clever one.
Yeah. He's just
Such is the burden of women. Well, enjoy yourself as much as you are.
I plan
not
on
worry
staying
yourself anymore.
fairly close to Nymora.
Yep.
Don't worry yourself of this. I'll take care of it, my beloved.
I believe you should probably tend to your husband. And like kind of look at my father, who has like touched almost nothing on his plate.
Yeah.
Staring stoically into the.
I'll kiss her cheek, and then I'm gonna take a sip of wine, and then be probably more than a sip, and start. And
I head
be
straight over to Constance and Jennifer and Nymora.
yeah.
and I'm gonna mingle. I guess go to my husband.
You mingle. You're minglers.
Because that's the only place I feel safe drinking. Right over
you
there.
do see Vivienne, Maester Hamden go Gerard and Ella, and kind of like talk to them a little bit, and then they both get up and kind of go somewhere with him.
Understood. Where are those ladies?
Them? Oh, they are
That I.
currently like off watching Henrik and Walton and 3 of the other knights play that game.
Yeah,
See
I
Henrik
will
balancing
for sure
like, a
go
shuttlecock on the edge of his nose, and all the other guys.
Yeah, I'll go
By
over
no
to that.
context of the audience can see is it clear what the rules of that drinking game are.
Yeah, I'll for sure go over to them, wave a servant over to refill everyone's like goblets.
Oh yeah, no, that's
And
it's flowing. There's servants are being
understood.
They're just never not moving.
And I'll just
People are getting
enjoying the view.
drunk. Yeah.
And I'll be like, enjoying the view, ladies.
And they turn and look, and they're just like, Lady Vivienne. I'm like, Lady Weirlight. I was like, I mean, it's hard not to. I was like, and she goes, Matty, that's her son. She goes, no, it's not. He goes, the blonde, like, no, the dark-haired one. It goes, oh, like,
Please.
oh, I know, I wasn't watching that one.
Please, ladies. We all can see. We know how my son. Well, perhaps both sides of his family, but perhaps not shout too loudly, otherwise it'll go to his head.
You hear Hilda goes, which, and then they all start laughing. Oh my god! Just very. You can tell they're a little in their cups.
Just
And
a wee bit.
Yeah, and they'll just trying to just because I hope I do it right. It's like it is just are Sylvie and Kevin in the feast hall with everyone?
They are in there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. With and I'll just like gesture over to them, and it's like with everything that's happened, I am just so glad to see some good come out of this.
Yes, isn't it nice? It's very nice. Isn't it nice? It's nice. Isn't it nice? I suppose.
Oh god.
Yeah. It's always so uplifting when tragedy strikes that I don't know, a silver lining is always on the horizon.
They nod. He goes, wise words, wise words.
Gosh, I guess I have to lean into my persuasion a bit.
No.
Yeah, and I guess I've been pulling the same thing ever since, but that's just because it's what Vivian is good at. It's like, I will say, perhaps just because I'm a bit into my arbor red, I am so glad that Sylvie and Kevin are, as into one another as young people should be, because I was so worried with the aftermath of her sister, the tragedy that befell that poor girl, so bereft with so many troubles.
She was troubled.
Yes, I mean, well, I don't want to put a damper on the festivities and the merriment, but, I heard the two had an argument before,
Did they? Oh, you don't.
So I heard.
Oh, my.
I dare begin to assume, of course it's not, but you know how girls are when,
Okay.
Mm.
Hold on. I'm going to make
Yeah.
a private roll.
Okay.
Okay. With your
Yeah.
real quick.
Hey,
Are you-
say now what?
Are you pinning this on her sister right now?
Oh no, we'll see, but that's
Oh my god.
no. Listen to the real context of what she said. Ah, there you are. Oh wow, yeah, nice. Okay.
I dropped a mint. I'm gonna get it.
Okay.
That face.
I don't.
I
don't know what he rolled.
Okay. You got a success, Vivian.
Yes. Okay.
And they go, oh no, oh how troubled. Like, oh dear. Like, I mean, she does seem the type, doesn't she? And
Shit.
As gosh, how most siblings are. One is, I suppose.
yes, of course. Oh, the
Of
poor
course,
dear.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they begin to talk, and you can tell they have for sure taken the bait. Oh, but we won't say anything.
Of course. No, this is just between us, after all.
Of course. And they all like look at each other.
Mm-hmm. And I
they-
am just gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. After a bit, you do come back. Actually, sorry, it's just Lord Gerard, and he makes an excuse for his wife. He goes, she needed to go to bed. And his face looks hard, but he looks like he's just nodding, but sits down. All right. Throughout the night, everyone kind of talks, drinks, interacts. Nymora, you basically stave off several men from Mariella and the girls. But however, they are in a very jovial. Not a lot of men are being creepy. They do. One does challenge you to an arm wrestling for the right to speak to Mariella. Your athletics is 4, right?
Yes.
You beat him. He laughs quite loud when you do. He then says you have beautiful eyes and is immediately trying to hit on.
Ooh.
Ah, excellent. I sort of
I
like
knew
just
I
sort
made
of
the right choice. I knew it.
physically turn him around and just sort of like push him that way. And just like,
Sure.
look at that one over there. Doesn't she look like she looks like she's needing someone? She looks lonely. Go get her a drink.
Swerve him. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I made the right choice.
Tiedrick, you're kind of over there with Lord Gerard. Lord Gerard's drinking very heavily. You already kind of knew the man was a bit of a lush, but this is securing it. However, and Henrik, and then you're all, running around. However, Mariella, you do overhear Constance, who has just like talked to some other girls. And then she sits down and she goes, "It's just awful what happened. I mean, that poor girl."
Pardon?
Well, Eileen.
Yes?
What happened to her? It was awful.
What did you hear?
Well, the maester just talked to the lord and lady, and from what Gerard says and what other people are saying, apparently, well, she took her own life. Awful, dreadful.
It's a shame.
Yeah. She nods. She takes a big glass of drink of wine.
I don't.
Mhm.
And I look at my mother.
She's just sitting there.
Yeah. And then I take a slow sip.
Do you want to roll awareness, empathy?
I don't have empathy, but I will totally.
You can roll
awareness.
awareness. Go for it.
Come up sheet.
13. So, what are you trying to figure out?
The thing is, I know I don't have all of the clues.
Right. Well, so why are you looking at your mother?
Does it look like I have vaguely kind of kept a track of my family members
Sure.
in this space?
Yeah.
Do I recall my mother possibly going to someone to start towards specific groups or anything?
Yeah, she's talked to a ton of people. A lot of people. She's mostly stayed with Tiedrick. I will say none of the things stated mention your mother at all.
No. But because I told her about the argument and things, but it seemed like Sylvie had only told maybe me. I don't know whether or not that's kind of like the tipping. What?
So from what you look at the awareness roll, I want to know what you're trying to determine with this roll, and then I can give you an answer.
I am trying to determine. I kind of want to know whether or not this sounds like the information I gave my mother got manipulated to whatever advantage. I don't know what the cause is or reasoning or anything like that.
So with a 13, it's very good. You don't believe so.
Okay.
From what you can tell, this came from Lord Gerard.
Okay.
In fact, he at one point stands up and just is yelling at this one guy, and he basically says, something along the lines of, "I never paid attention to this," something like that, and people are beginning to move him away.
Okay.
And you see Vivian just being very, you do see her being kind of flirting and talking to people. You can tell it's very fake, and she's maybe lift people's spirits up. She is very, however, you do see your mother is very drained from this ordeal.
Yeah. Okay.
So from what you can tell, no.
Okay.
You don't think so. I mean, maybe, I think there's always a maybe, maybe someone overheard Vivian say something to Tiedrick, but then someone else overheard, and then it into blah, blah.
Playing a game
Daisy
of telephone.
chains, yeah.
Everyone's playing, yeah. That's what happens with the Game of Thrones, right? It's
yeah.
big game of telephone.
It all gets
So-
fucked up at some point.
Except people die. Yes. That is
It's like
very
telephone, but if you fuck up, you're dead.
yeah. So,
In the game of phones, you win or you die.
That should be a shirt
The
somewhere
night-
in the game of
the
phones.
night passes.
How is Darren doing?
I welcome him into the circle if you bring him in.
He looks like he's been drinking,
Mhm.
sure,
Yeah.
but he seems like he's determined about something.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
Hopes, dreams, they won't be
No,
fulfilled.
whoa,
Yeah, he
this
seems
dude.
determined.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah. So, the night passes. The next day comes. We are set in the chapel. Everyone is wearing truly lovely outfits. These are the times you get guys wedding outfits, right?
Fuck yeah.
Yes.
You know,
That's what we came here for. Yeah.
yeah, right, totally.
We planned way too much for these outfits.
Wear them. Oh god.
Yep. Everyone's looking real snazzy. Everyone's looking, I think, real good. Very expensive gold trim. I think things wrapped around, I think, around them. I know some of you have outfits prepared.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Very
No.
quickly.
Yeah, they do.
Very quickly. Describe them. Vivian, go. You're muted.
We can't hear you.
You're still
She's not,
muted.
she's not talking yet.
She's
Sorry.
getting there.
There you
Sorry,
go.
my computer was super slow, so I couldn't unmute myself. But it's this dark crimson red gown with Weirlights as part of the cults that are separated with the Weirlights kind of connecting it.
Mhm.
And it has these small amethyst bead sewn into the middle of the Weirlight to represent like the pollens of them opening and things like that. So it's just simple, but
Understood. Mariella.
Oh, hi. Yes. So it's kind of like it has a mock collar, slight cap sleeve, but it's slightly sheer with embroidery in kind of different shades of like kind of like mauvey red colors.
Mhm.
With like a bodice to kind of complement underneath it and kind of full out with a keyhole back in the back, so it's like
Mhm.
a good chunk of her back is exposed, and with some of the embroidery it's kind of like dripped over the shoulders, and if you look closely it's like little poppies.
Oh, nice. Very cool. And I think Henrik, you have one.
I do.
Please.
Thank you. All right. So I'm wearing I decided to go no in the half cape, but it's just a very simple cut tunic jacket with the long bell sleeves that a lot of the men from the capital I think are wearing too, besides the capes. Dark purple. It's got embroidery of black flowers on the cuffs and sort of on the shoulders a little bit. I've got this nice silk waist sash in a deep red. God, I just look great.
You look great.
I really do.
I love how you state you look great rather
Yep.
than anybody else.
Yeah. Tidrick, Nymora, you're wearing very nice clothes. Nymora, you're wearing
yes.
your embroidered like lamellar leather.
Mhm.
I'm wearing my maester outfit.
You're not there,
You're not
Thorsten.
there.
I know.
No one cares about what you're wearing.
No one cares about what a maester
You
wears,
literally
man.
can't wear
No,
anything else,
Thorsten.
Thorsten.
I'm wearing a very high collar
Mhm.
with
Hi, thank you.
lines. It's a dark scarlet.
Mhm. Are you wearing a doublet?
Yes,
Double.
All right. Yeah.
and it has designs of lines, very intricate patterns
Mhm.
going all throughout it, and light. What is the color? Almost like silver.
Okay.
A cape with the exterior being the dark crimson color and the interior being a lighter purple. A clasp that sits right here. That is a Weirlight flower,
Oh.
but made of silver.
Ooh, very nice. Very nice. Yeah.
I go
So
long sleeves, and then I have slight metal bracer
mhm.
that is the scarlet color, the same as my full plate.
Nice. Yeah, so basically the Weirlights come out and I'm a boss. I'm a bitch.
I have armor.
Yep.
Rocked
It's
it.
real nice. Yeah. Weirlights
have-
look floy.
Oh,
I
like,
have armor, and the pauldrons look like they're probably from a different set of armor because I forgot.
we all look fucking fly as hell, guys. We
Yeah.
look
Also,
amazing.
I do have one of my men nearby
Mm-hmm.
who has Reaper wrapped up.
Right. Well, not in the
No.
chapel, because that's
No.
illegal.
That's why I said nearby.
Yeah, they're outside somewhere. You also see, you do see Walton. He has a breastplate made of pearl on.
Jesus.
It is most likely, you would know, my Nymora, it is probably plated.
Mhm. Yeah,
Not
yeah. I would
actually made
figure.
of pearl. Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, how long that would take to make,
It would be insane.
and how wildly ineffective it is. I'm ashamed of him.
Dude, I look him up and down. I was like, dude, it's like nice, like nice threads, man. It's like, it's like
Yeah. It is, in fact, what anointed knights are kind of supposed to wear.
I'm shaking my head. It
Well,
looks
blame
like
Westeros.
This looks like absolute garbage. That
No.
wouldn't stop an arrow.
It's not practical.
Mhm.
No.
it's so not.
But that's
You
the
know
point,
how easy
right?
it is to
He's
see
not here
even-
to be a guard. He's here to look.
It
He's
makes
here
a
to look
statement,
pretty and
you
flirt
know,
with ladies. That's what he's here for.
we
That's what
do
he's
that.
So the ceremony begins. Long. The Septon. This guy seems very into the Seven. You see, Lady
God.
Felice is just like, "Mhm, yes, this is important. The ceremony begins. You see Kevin. He's looking phenomenal. He has basically a cape with his house symbol on his back,
Mhm.
which of course is the roaring sea lion. Sylvie is brought in veiled with her house symbol draped over herself, which is blue and white, with the three diagonal heart heads. They come together. Vows are exchanged. You then see the Lord Gerard, who walked her down the aisle, removes Lord Hart's the House Hart banner, and that Kevin takes off his and places it over Sylvie's, thus swearing her in to House Manning, and basically now Lord and Lady Manning. Of course, this is the typical moment where the priest, the Septon, says, if any object to this union, this is now a moment you may air your question. Any of you guys say anything?
No.
Not good. No.
Cool. As at this point, Darren Manning stands up.
Oh god.
Uh,
Good.
and everyone turns and stares at him.
Yeah.
And he takes out a piece of paper.
Oh no, sweet boy. No.
What the fuck is he about to do?
And Darren Manning begins to recite poetry,
Oh, God.
quite obviously as he's walking to Sylvie.
God
No.
damn it!
No. Dude, what did you do?
Good job,
7.
guys. Good job.
7
Dude,
fucking hell.
You even
what
say
did
like,
we do?
like
all did
when
this.
even when he even has this line like,
I-
even when thou sleeps, like that he literally describes the whole scene of him watching her sleep. Apparently,
I can't. I just can't.
and Sylvie looks like
What did we do?
So she honestly looks kind of disgusted. And she's just like, Kevin looks hurt.
Is there
Genuinely
Can we-
is
very
there-
hurt.
Is there
Can we
something
grab
there? Is there
her?
something nearby? Is there something nearby that I can kick over
Well,
and make a loud noise and
like- Well, I'm like, you, not
Distraction
really near
action.
you. Unfortunately, you're trying to go over to a candelabra, but that might start an oil fire. But he will say, and that's why I challenge you, Kevin, for Sylvie's hand.
oh no!
No,
God damn it!
God damn it!
No!
Everyone looks like confused, horrified. Kevin looks incredibly hurt.
Look what you
Sylvie
brought.
looks disgusted. And as he literally just said, he watches. As at this point, Sir Etten Hogg gets up and well, actually, he was off to the side, just walks forward. And he goes, "Do not worry, my lord. I've got this." And he just like goes up to Darren and he goes, "Leave. I told you once before, you are not to look at her. Get out."
Oh.
As it is revealed,
cute.
what Darren
Oh,
was doing
shit.
was spying on Sylvie's.
I see. So Hog was just doing his job.
He was doing his
got it.
job as her protector,
Mhm.
Oh.
I see.
No.
I need.
and that's where
I'm
we'll
gonna have
end
to
it.
snap. I got.
I love you guys kept encouraging him, giving him strength.
I was
giving
not
him advice.
there at all.
I have to go take a shower, man. Oh, I feel so gross now. Oh god.
We made the mistake and we forgot
was-
that he's a teenage
What did
boy.
we do?
He's a teenage
Fair.
boy who
Listen,
has no.
I was.
All right. Anyway,
Uh,
thank you so much for coming. That's
my
where we'll end
God.
it. I know this has been a very turbulent episode, and it ended with another cliffhanger. I know. I thought we'd find resolution too. However,
It's too
thank
good
you
to
so
let
much for
go,
joining
though.
us.
No, you didn't.
We hope you come to our next stream. See what happens on almost every front. So please, thank you so much for coming and watching Dice Dropping's Song of Ice and Fire. We will see you next time. So goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Bye.